Hi, I'm Eric,
And I'm Heather.
and we're pre-engaged.
Welcome to another pre-engaged mailbag video.
Mark from Los Angeles sent us this question. How important is chemistry to a relationship? Well, let's first define chemistry and what that is. Chemistry is a sense that a couple clicks together. It's a desire to spend a lot more time with the other person, and it's pretty emotionally complex. So you can have all the way from the other person is just really easy to be around, all the way to butterflies and getting nervous when you're around the other person. So that's chemistry.
Chemistry is important in some senses because you need to be physically attracted to your spouse. I think God created that for procreation and other reasons, but it's good to marry someone that you are physically attracted to. And not only that, but when you have chemistry with a person, it's easier to work through those life issues. It's easier to traverse life together, figure things out. Chemistry just makes that whole part of a relationship easier.
Yeah. So there are some misconceptions about chemistry. One is that you'll feel it right away.
Mhm.
And the reality is chemistry often grows throughout the entire course of a relationship. Again, you can have those initial butterflies or the initial, um, want to be togetherness, etc. But often that intimacy will grow over the course of a relationship. And intimacy and chemistry aren't exactly the same thing, but they can kind of feel the same at the very beginning of a relationship. Again, another misconception about chemistry is that you have to have it to stay married, and it's totally not true. When you think of arranged marriages, interestingly, actually have a higher success rate than marriages that are based upon the concept of romantic love. So, so it's not required to have it for a marriage. And again, people often grow to love each other, and you don't always feel that chemistry in a relationship or in marriage. And so it's important to just continue on with the commitment that you have with each other in marriage.
Very true. And some things are just more important than chemistry in a marriage. I mean, ultimately, determination is important. Just making that decision that till death do us part, we're in this. And when you have that determination and you show each other love on a consistent basis, the chemistry will come and it won't always be there, but it will come and go. It will be a part of your relationship. You just can't depend on it to go day to day because you're not always going to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's trust and loyalty and hard work. Um, and common interests is a big deal. When you have the common interests and the common goals that you're seeking after together, you'll feel that chemistry return more readily as well.
Yeah, humor is a big one, I think, in building chemistry. Because if you can make the other person laugh, that's often a big and chemistry-inducing thing as well.
Absolutely.
But more important than chemistry, common goals. This is huge in a relationship. You need to have a common, similar goals where you want to head in your life together. And not that each of you have to do the exact same thing, but that they should have a commonality to where one person doesn't want to go into the missions field, in a separate continent. The other person wants to stay on the couch for the rest of their life. Those are uncommon goals. Another thing is one's faith. It's important to have that be, the same or extremely similar, which is more important than chemistry. Your views on children and family roles. Handling money is a huge one that has nothing to do with chemistry, but is detrimental to the health of a marriage. So,
And I think too, when you depend on chemistry, it gives the illusion that a couple is a perfect fit. So let's say you start dating somebody, things just are flowing and working together, and y'all just get together or have just a great connection right to start with. Well, that's good, but you haven't been together long enough to know how do we work well in crisis situations? How do we handle money together? How do we react when one or the other of us doesn't get our way? And chemistry can like make you just jump headfirst into a lifetime commitment before you have all these other things ironed out. And after you get married, if you don't have those things ironed out, the chemistry is going to kind of die when when you have all of these things coming at you at once and you're at each other's throats. So you can't depend. Chemistry is great, but you can't depend on it for the health of your relationship. And so relationships, they're not sustained on chemistry, they're sustained on commitment. So ultimately, chemistry is great, but commitment is greater.
yes, true. So in closing, if you don't have any chemistry with someone for a while, after you've been dating them for some time, it does make sense to move on. Okay. However, basing your decisions solely on chemistry versus character, personality, work ethic, etc., may leave you missing out on a quality relationship that you could have had.
That's very true. And chemistry can come quickly, so and when it does, that's great, but it can also grow. So if you start in a relationship with somebody, go on a few dates, and you're like, I just don't know, but you have other things in common and they have character qualities that you admire, you might want to continue just a little while, just to see, maybe this chemistry could grow. I know when Eric and I first got to know each other, the chemistry wasn't there, but as we got to know each other and how much we had in common and the things that we wanted to do with our lives, the chemistry came later.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, no,
yeah,
that's very true. Well, if you'd like to see another pre-engaged mailbag video, please click on our contact form and send us a question. We'd love to hear from you and help you too. Great to be with you.